Mr. Fuller, you and your mother are here today to prove that you fathered the defendant's 2-year-old daughter, Milani.
Yes, ma'am.
You say Ms. Nelson led you to believe that you were her daddy and build a strong relationship, but now wants to rip her away from you.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Nelson, you acknowledge Mr. Fuller's relationship with your daughter, but say you are now certain that he is not your child's father and will prove it in court.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Nelson, what are your intentions today if the DNA results prove you're correct?
They will never see my daughter again, and their time just has expired with my child.
Wow. That's kind of harsh considering they have a relationship with her, isn't it?
Barely.
So, Mr. Fuller, tell me about the relationship you have with little Milani.
I got a bond with Milani. She'll bring her hair to me. She'll let her stay the night and everything for about 3 months.
Not 3 months. I'm positive.
You sure?
I'm positive.
Have you allowed Milani to spend the night with
I
him?
have allowed her to spend the night with them.
We live in Fort Lauderdale. She stay in Melbourne. We have this baby 2 to 3 months.
You guys had her for
whenever
a few
she
weeks.
need us
No, we
to
don't.
leave.
You had her for
I
a
don't-
few weeks.
Ms. Fuller, I need to ask you, do you believe this is your son's
From
biological
day one when
child?
this girl called me, I said, oh, I'm a grandmother. I said,
I never
Miss
called you.
Nelson,
I never even had your
I
number
promise
to get in
God,
contact
I would
with
tell
you.
you no lie.
So, Ms. Nelson,
Right.
as you recall, how did you let Mr. Fuller know you were pregnant?
I called him, he didn't answer. I saw that he was on Facebook, and then I wrote him on Facebook.
You say you never called his mother.
She called
Never
my
called his
phone.
mother. I didn't
wouldn't
even
tell
have
you
his
no
mother's
lie, you
number.
want- She called my phone and said she was pregnant. When she had to go to appointments, she called and let us know too.
What appointment
I
are you
wouldn't
guys
tell no lie.
referring to?
We accept that baby from day one. From day one. Anything that you ask us to do for this
always
baby,
here
we've
for
been there
this
for this
baby.
baby.
You guys have been there as far as now with my
Always.
financial situation.
come on,
Other than that,
okay,
you guys
come
do
on.
nothing for
Okay,
my
let's-
child.
let's get some order.
You do
You
nothing
know.
for my child.
Let's get some order.
Nothing.
I don't know why
You don't do a
changed
thing for
all
my
of a
child.
sudden, but you never act like this with us. So I don't even know why you doing this. You should never put us through this.
Miss Fuller?
As much as I love this baby, I love this baby with all my heart. All my heart, and you know this.
I don't know anything.
What you mean?
I don't know a
What
thing.
you mean?
Y'all ain't doing nothing for my child.
Wait, Miss Nelson.
Y'all ain't doing nothing for
Let's
my
get some order.
child.
Let's get some order. Stop talking. Miss Nelson, as much as Miss Fuller is
What?
off the hook right now,
It's like this.
I really can't blame her because if I thought I had a grandchild, they spending a month at my house, whatever.
I'm confused.
And then all of a sudden, somebody tells me it's not my grandchild, I might be off the hook too. Why is it you believe he's not the father?
From day one, I never believed that he was the father,
You
Your
told
Honor.
me out your
I've
mouth.
never believed that
asked
he
you,
was the
Quandra.
father.
Why is
Hold
them
on,
here
hold on,
today?
hold on.
Why
Hold
is
on.
them
Wait,
here
I'm
wait,
not
wait.
talking.
Let
Let
her
her
answer.
Here
Thank
today.
you.
Let her answer. Let her answer.
Shut up.
Day
Let her
one,
answer.
I asked
And
her,
let me
I said,
answer.
do you
Shut
know
up and
if
let
you
me
slept
answer.
with any other guy? She
Shut up
told
and let me
no.
answer.
I said,
Hold on. Stop talking. We have got to talk one at a time.
Yes, ma'am.
man, this is...
Okay, Miss Nelson, when you're going to your doctor's appointments, he's not coming.
Nothing.
When you're in the hospital giving birth to the baby, who's with you?
A family member.
When the baby's born, do you inform them? Do they come to the hospital?
I did not inform them at all. My mother, behind my back, called them.
Okay.
Okay, now, once she called them, did they come to see the baby?
No, they did not.
How did they ever form a relationship with the child?
My baby was about 5 or 6 months old. I was at work. I was with someone, in a relationship with someone, and they were...
So now at 5 months old, when the child's 5 months old, you're in a new relationship.
No, I was in a relationship before him.
Oh, before Mr. Fuller.
Me and the other guy was just on a break. So he
So
just
you
something
you
that
slept
happened.
with Mr. Fuller when you were on a break
Right,
from another
just
guy.
something that
so then
happened
you and that
that I
guy got
regret.
back together.
Really?
Right,
And at 5 months, you were with this other guy.
right.
But then they came to see the baby and somehow.
Behind my back, I didn't even know they were in town.
Okay, Miss Fuller and Mr. Fuller. She claims that there was a point that her family member went behind her back and allowed you access to Milani. Did that happen that way?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm thinking all along she knew about this. How we supposed to know?
You didn't know that this was some secret, like I'm going behind
I
her.
didn't know. He didn't know anything.
So you think
everything was like a hush-hush.
So, Miss Nelson, did you ever say, I know my mother reached out to you, that was behind my back. You're really not Milani's biological father. Did you ever say that?
I did tell them that he was not, I told Devontae that he was not her father before she was even born.
But let me tell you something. This baby is a bond with me and with this boy. Let me tell you something. We love this baby.
You don't have, your son doesn't have her.
You know we
her.
love this baby. You know, Taquana, please. I don't even know why you even
have her. Your son, you have her. When I call, your son is not even there half the time when I call. Oh, she's with my mom. She's with my mom.
Be there. They got girl time. My mom and my sister, that's girl time. That's girl time.
So let's get some order. Let's get some order. If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. Mr. Fuller, do you have any proof that she told you that you were the father?
Yes, Your Honor. I got proof right here.
I'd like to see that. Ron, can you hand me that?
Yes, ma'am.
These are text messages.
Yeah.
So from Miss Nelson, I see a message that says, we made a beautiful little angel. I love you, Milani. Then Mr. Fuller says, I know BM, our baby, very beautiful. Thank you, that must be thank you, BM for Milani. BM is
Baby mama and baby daddy.
Next page, Devontae Fuller sends a message, beautiful BM. And then Miss Nelson sends, thanks, BD. It sounds like to me you're communicating about the baby like it's his. Now this last piece of evidence in the folder is a picture. And this is a picture of you, Mr. Fuller?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Milani?
Yes, ma'am.
And you submitted this to show what exactly?
Because she looked just like me. Look, just like me. She got my nose, my forehead.
Your Honor, after the 5 months when my mother again went behind my back, I was at work, went behind my back calling them. I didn't even know they were in Melbourne. I didn't even know they were in town. I'm on my job. The other guy who I was with, he's blowing me up, so I'm figuring something's wrong. How can you, after 5 months, no contact with me, but come to my household, my house where I live?
But if your
Come
mama,
to my-
if your mama got a
come to
contact,
my house. I
called us and told us
But
to
you come to my
over
house
and
while
see
I'm
the
at
baby.
work.
She was in
While
the
I'm
car
at
with us.
work.
She called us
While I'm at
and
work,
I
though.
told her.
Okay.
I told
But
her,
listen.
no, I don't think we should come because it's gonna cause
Okay, so
problems.
then you knew.
And she said, no, y'all gonna come and see the baby.
Okay,
I don't care.
hold on. Miss Fuller, why did you think at that moment that it would cause problems for you to see the baby?
Because
if the
I knew the other guy was over there, and I told her, Mom, we don't need to go over there. And she said, look, this y'all grandbaby.
Okay, we've heard a lot of testimony about your mother, Miss Nelson. And thank goodness she was able to come to court today because I want to hear from her. Ron, will you please escort
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Johnson into the courtroom?
Come right through here, up the stairs, and have a seat next to the judge.
Miss Johnson, thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Do you believe Mr. Fuller is Milani's biological father?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Why do you believe your daughter cannot even believe that's a possibility that he's her biological father? What do you think this is about?
The other guy.
The other guy.
When her and the other guy gets mad, it's Mr. Fuller's baby. When her and Mr. Fuller's not speaking, then it's the other guy's baby.
Oh.
Ew.
So she tells the other guy it's his baby too.
Well, the other guy said once before that it
birth.
wasn't his baby.
So, Miss Nelson, do you believe he's not the father, or do you just not want him to be the father? Because that's
Both.
two different things.
No, it's both. I don't want him to be the father, and I know he's not the father.
What you mean, Milani? You know we
I'm
love
not
this
talking
baby,
to
man.
y'all.
I go out my
I'm not
way
talking
for
to
this
y'all.
baby.
I'm not talking to y'all no
Take
more. Y'all
away
can
from
just
us
shut up.
like that.
She's gonna
How
be
you
took
just
either
take
way.
this baby
Y'all
from
don't come
us?
see my child.
is
I'm
what
not
it is.
on
But
my
baby, I
Chaba.
don't do this.
Let's get
man.
some order. Miss Nelson, it's borderline cruel the way you're acting. I mean, you know, there is a part of me that truly wants to understand your position, but I can't get anything from you. I mean, they are over there crying.
She wanted a relationship with my child. I was not even gonna let her be a part. She was like, I don't care if this not my grandbaby. I want a relationship with this child. She knew there was a possibility of someone else.
So wait. Your position was, I really from the get-go did not want them to have a relationship.
Right.
My mother went behind my back,
correct.
let them see the baby,
Correct.
then they got a bond with the baby, so I start feeling pressure. But it would have been my first choice if they had never had a relationship,
Exactly.
because I do not think Mr. Fuller is my child's
Correct.
biological father.
That's correct,
So you
Your
feel
Honor.
like all of this emotion and attachment is almost by default.
And she's acting like I
Because I don't understand how you so angry with two people that love your child so much.
I'm not angry at them, but they have not been there. They have not been there.
So even in my chambers, I mean, because I had to prepare for y'all. I didn't know it. I did not know that the storm was coming like this, but I knew this was going to be a very interesting case. So I was reviewing some of the evidence, and you, Miss Nelson, you submitted some text messages yourself to the court. But what was so interesting is that the text messages themselves were irrelevant. I mean, they didn't really go to the crux of the paternity, but it was the way you had Mr. Fuller listed in your phone that caught my eye. You have him listed as baby daddy Devontae. So this begs the question, if you never, ever thought he was the father, why do you have him listed as baby daddy Devontae in your phone?
That's just a term that we use, and he knows we use that term.
So what, it's like a new word for sweetheart?
No.
No.
I mean, no, I'm serious. I mean,
He's the baby daddy. I feel in my heart he is. And the only reason she's saying that he's not because of
You
the other
can't
guy.
speak for me. You can't speak for me because
I know
the only
the reason
other reason
why.
why the other guy felt the need to say Melani's not his because of all of this came about.
Who?
hold on. We're uncovering another stone.
If the other guy was on a break, we were going through our issues. The only reason how this came about of him saying that it's not his child was because my conniving mother, who's supposed to be a mother, but always going behind my back, ain't never been really there for me, but want to step in my business now and be a mother or a woman or whatever you want to call it.
Who's there
But
for
you
you?
can't-
Hold on.
Always been a foot.
Let her
At
speak.
the same time, like I said, that's how all this came about. So why
Now I understand.
he went
Hold on.
with me to
Hold
Orlando. How did he
Let's
not
get
know?
some order. Ultimately, this is not about Melania. This court date is. But this confusion really isn't. It's really rooted in the fact that you had a relationship that you wanted. You went on break. It's always something on a break. Yours ended up being that you ended up with Mr. Fuller. After that was over, you got back together. This gentleman was accepting of Melania, might even be a potential father, but the workings of your mother
Correct.
to connect the baby
Correct.
with the Fullers is interfering
Right.
with the relationship you
Right.
really want.
Right.
Now we get it. I have the results. Ron,
I still love
Ma'am.
we've had one fiery day,
Yes, ma'am.
and I don't want a fiery result. Can you please stand between
Yes, ma'am.
the plaintiff and the defendant and make sure we stay calm? In the case of Fuller v. Nelson, when it comes to 3-year-old baby Melania, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Fuller, you are not her father.
I knew it. I knew I slept with. I knew it. I knew it.
Oh, you're gonna take this baby from us.
I know it's tough, guys, but relax, please.
You should apologize regardless.
It's
I-
not just
I-
my fault.
I thought-
You played a part in this too because it was your
You-
fault
you
for
was-
going behind my back, leading them on to believe
Leading
that.
them on
when
'cause
I
we-
knew.
You was there when I called
I
him.
knew, and I told you who the
You
father
was there.
was.
Ms.
Again.
Nelson, I can't let you walk out of here without at least recognizing
I will.
the part you did have to play.
I did.
You did allow them
I did.
some time with that child that, I mean, they are just heartbroken. I understand more now why you were so hurt. Nonetheless, you got two people that really love your baby.
The only thing that I will apologize for is my part of letting you guys get attached, because that was my fault. I let them, but from the beginning, I told her. I did, but I still allowed her to because she said that she would love the baby. You understand what I'm saying? And being that, you know, with the other guy, the situation that was brought about, I didn't want my child to feel like she didn't have a father. So I did allow that. That's my fault.
Do you know who her biological
I
father
know.
is?
It's the other guy.
It is the other guy.
Ms. Torry and Ms. Henderson, you have both entered the court today with cases against the defendant, Mr. Goodson. You have joined together because you, Ms. Torry, claim the defendant is denying he is the father of your 2 kids. And Ms. Henderson, you state Mr. Goodson refuses to take responsibility for your 4-year-old daughter.
Yes, Your Honor.
You have both asked the court to award paternity tests and enforce his financial obligations as a father. Now, Mr. Goodson, you claim Ms. Torry has admitted that she cheated on you in the past, and she is also not confident that you are the children's biological father.
Yes.
Although you are actually hoping the test proves that you are.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Additionally, you state Ms. Henderson slept with you and your cousin in the same time frame, and therefore you can't be sure
Which was a lie.
her daughter is yours. Please tell us about your story.
My story is that I went on a chat line one day, and I met his cousin on the chat line. And he know that so far, when we met on the chat line, I was just looking for friends, someone to hang out with on, you know, a regular basis and smoke and drink. So one day he came to pick me up in a white car, a white truck, bumping music all loud or whatnot, or whatever. He in the back car, like, looking at me like, ooh, he wanted me or whatever. So we went to go take some drinks or whatnot, listening to music. They recording music, they rapping, and I'm singing on their songs or whatnot, having fun. So after that night was over, he dropped me back off at home. An hour later, he come calling me like, what's up, baby? I'm like, who is this? He like, this chubby. Oh, you don't remember the dude in the back of the car? I'm like, dang, why you calling me? He like, I think you cute.
Okay, watch the language now. I know you giving it verbatim, but you know, it is court.
Okay, I'm sorry. He like, shoot, I think you cute. I'm like, okay, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. We just got to talking. Then next thing you know, he like, shoot, baby, can I come see you? I'm like, yeah, you can come see me. What's up? So he came to see me in a Stolo, which they call down in St. Louis. It's a stolen car. So he come picks me up in the Stolo. And I'm getting dressed or whatnot, and I'm looking out the window. He like, yeah, boo, I'm outside. Next thing you know, here come the police like, freeze, get out the car. I'm like, really? You came to pick me up in the stolen car? What? Really? Right.
I don't know nothing about that.
Wait a minute. You don't know nothing about it.
I don't know nothing
I
about
believe
that.
because one day his mama said he stole her car to come and see me.
Oh.
Okay, this is, I can't believe you sitting up here talking about he came to pick you up in a stolen car.
That's what he came to pick me up in. I didn't ask him what he was going to come pick me up in, but he came to pick me up in a stolen car. I'm about to go out the door to go get in it like a dummy.
That's because she wanted to get away from my cousin, so I had to go.
Why would you talk to him if you know your cousin was talking to him?
Because he don't care.
No, because she left my cousin for me.
So,
But you calling her.
listen, I want to get past the stolen car. I want to move forward because obviously this relationship heated up from that's what's up, yeah, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, so whatever's going on.
We was young, dumb.
Right. So it heated up. You all became involved sexually.
And sexually. After he got out of jail from stealing the car, he called me. He called me like, can I come see you or whatnot? And I'm like, yeah. He came to see me again, but this time it was with his Caucasian homeboy and his son. And so I hopped in the van with them. We went to their house.
Did you check the registration?
No. I didn't check the registration. So we went to go kick it or whatnot, and we all got drunk again and smoked again, and that was the first time we first had sex. After that, we was having sex for a year unprotectively.
Did you have sex with me and my cousin, though?
No,
That
I
would
never
be
had sex with your cousin. Never.
Unprotected sex. Okay.
Unprotected sex for a year before we broke up. When we broke up, the only reason we broke up is because he called me on the phone saying he getting some sex from some other female in the
called to
background.
tell you?
He called to tell me. I'm like, really? Like I'm supposed to just sit here and listen to it.
Did you call her to tell her this?
No, Your Honor, I didn't even know me and her was supposed to be together. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you
Like I
thought
said,
y'all were just kicking it like
I thought,
friends.
yeah, you know, so like she
You
said,
gonna have
we just.
unprotected sex with me.
I'm
And then
saying,
call
hoping
you.
that I don't get pregnant for a year.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes.
I just feel like, you know what I'm saying, at the time, she was a little bit older than me or whatever, so I liked it that she was older.
Uh-huh.
And
she
he
was
lied about
working.
his age, first of all.
Listen, I never lied about her age.
Oh my God.
But like I was saying, she had a little bit of money. I didn't have no money. I couldn't work at the time. I was a little bit younger than her. So you know what I'm saying? The money what kind of got me into liking her and what was messing
That's
with
all.
her. So I really kind of
between
wanted
me
the
and
money
her.
and a little bit of, you know what I'm saying, you know?
So what I'm
money.
still trying to understand is, even if you didn't think you were in a committed relationship, what woman that, you know, you're sleeping with this woman, you're in some type of sexual relationship, wants to get a call from you saying that you're having sex with somebody else?
She never got
I mean, he did
that.
me
She
the
never
same
got a
way.
call.
He
You
did me the
never
same
made
way.
that call.
No, man.
Okay, so he's
He
saying
so
that's
high,
a lie.
so drunk, he don't remember what happened.
From time to time, I mean, I have done that with
All
Andrea
right, so
before.
Miss Henderson, you're pregnant, and you say to yourself, what?
I'm
This-
pregnant, then it might be his because at the time that I was with my boyfriend, I was messing around with him.
Key word, boyfriend. I wasn't even around.
You was around, you always around. You just was over my house last month.
So, Mr. Goodson, do you believe you're the father of this child?
I mean, it possibly can be.
But your statement of the court says it could also be your cousin.
Yes, yes.
I'm almost afraid to ask, but the boyfriend is not the cousin.
No.
Okay. Let's bring your cousin in, Mr. Thomas. Jerome, if you could go get Mr. Thomas, please.
On the inside of it.
Thank you for joining us, Mr. Thomas.
How you doing?
Now, Mr. Thomas, we need to understand, what was your relationship with Miss Henderson?
It's just like a friendship, one night thing, you know how it be. Some nights.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna need you to repeat that.
I said it just
A
be
little louder.
It's like a one night thing, you know how it be. Some nights you might get drunk, be with somebody, might turn you on, just happen.
Right. I
Okay,
never
so it was a
tried to turn you
one-night
on.
stand.
Yes,
So either you or your cousin, Mr. Goodson, is the father.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Mr. Thomas. You may have a seat. Miss Torry, let me go to your story.
Basically, me and Charles been talking for some years now. I met him through my cousin because she was dating one of his people, and he said he was looking for somebody to talk to. And basically, I was like at a locked up facility where I can only come out on weekends, and we ended up having sex one of them weekends. And ever since I had my son, he been denying him.
Mr. Goodson, just tell the court, what is going on?
Well, me and Andrea, I like Andrea very much, but I feel like she lied too much. Like, she lied.
I lied.
She'd tell me something, but she'd tell me like 6 months later or whatever. But then 6 months later, it's in the past or whatever. So
Okay,
I
wait,
can't.
back it up. Or whatever. What is whatever? Give me specifics.
I mean, she'll go cheat, like she'll go mess around with somebody.
Have sex with someone.
Have sex with someone, and then she'll.
Oh, is that what whatever is?
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, now I get it. Whatever.
He lying.
Right.
Continue.
Basically, she'll call guys in my face or whatever, and I used to call guys. I used to call girls in her face, like to make each other mad or whatever. So one day, I got in her phone one day. I called this dude in her phone, and then the dude answered the phone. He was like, we had changed some words with each other, and then he was like, yeah, this my son. That's why he was like, this my son.
Okay, watch your language.
I'm sorry. He like, yeah, this is my son. So that was kind of really what made me wonder about her. Like,
So you were in a relationship,
yes, Your Honor.
and you say she was doing whatever, right? Which means cheating, and then some other guy gets on the phone and says, that's my son.
Yes,
He
yes,
did
Your
that
Honor.
to make him mad.
So this was all a part of the game playing, Miss Torry.
Right, but I didn't know the dude was gonna say that.
But I also asked her for a DNA test when we left the hospital, too, also.
He ain't even signed a paper, so what are you talking about?
Did anybody?
No.
Those children deserve to have that empty space filled.
I know, because I had the same thing growing up. I ain't have a father, so I know how it feels.
And knowing how it feels, you understand the importance of today and being in this courtroom, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You have 2 kids that you claim he's not taking care of.
Right.
Why do you think he's denying?
Because look at him. He always, I don't know, he got insecurities. He been saying I've been cheating ever since we met each other.
Were you cheating?
No. I even got his name tattooed on my neck. Like, how can you cheat on somebody like that?
That's his name on your neck?
And I also got your name on me, so tell them that.
Yeah, he got my name on him.
So.
But you don't trust him as far as you can throw him, and
I mean,
you
like,
don't
he
trust
do the
her.
stuff.
I
He do
wouldn't
the stuff
trust
in
him
my
either.
face, though.
When he was messing with her, he was messing with me.
Right, and now she pregnant. This might be his baby.
Right.
Hold up. I don't know nothing about that, Your Honor.
I bet you don't.
He lying.
Okay. Now, Mr. Goodson, I want to go to your mother. Please stand, ma'am.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here. Now, Ms. Anderson, please tell me whether or not you believe these children are his.
First of all, I don't want him to be like his dad, first of all. His dad got 17 kids, okay? And I'm here.
17?
17 kids, okay? I'm here to stop my son from going through all that. Precious, I don't know about her. I know the baby. And I think myself is mine. I think the grandbaby is mine. Charles, he need to keep his privacy in his pants, you know, first of all.
You don't think your son is making good decisions?
No, at all. He's not making no good decisions with his life at all. First of all, we're gonna start with these babies. When we bring babies in the world, then we got problems here. Because we got little kids that need a dad. And this is what I'm trying to teach my son, to be a good dad. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we're here today, to see if these kids are his, but we can take care of these kids. Not me. I'm a grandparent, which I'm supposed to just be here as a grandparent. But him, I want him to be a successful father, you know. And as a parent, I feel sorry for these girls right here, because I'm quite sure they knew what they was dealing with when they dealt with him, okay? Because first of all, he don't have a job.
I want you to take this opportunity, Ms. Anderson, and look at your son and explain to him why you're here with him.
He know why I'm here. He know exactly why I'm here. He think it's a joke. See how he laugh? He think things a joke.
So
but it's
tell
not a
him.
joke. It's not a joke, Chubby. We dealing with babies that's trying to see if you their dad, okay? Don't play. We ain't here to play, okay? You, Drea, you know better. You done had 2 kids by him. And I told you from the first baby that I help you raise.
I made a mistake.
Yeah, you made 2 mistakes. He wasn't even helping you with the first one. He didn't even have a damn job. So why would you have 2? And then on top of it, I go get you a pill that we paid $50 for, and you take back and had a second baby? Come on now, Drea.
Told her that wasn't good
Chubby,
decision.
you
No,
told me
you
to take
shut
it
up.
back.
You shut up. You shut up. Okay, you shut up. When I see y'all on the internet, all 3 of y'all baby mamas, okay, all 3 of y'all all on the internet,
And this-
arguing over
that's when you
man
start claiming
don't
her
even
as
have a
being your
damn job, and making all these damn babies like you crazy now if you got another one in there.
What about your son here? Because
He ain't no, you know what? He ain't no angel either, baby.
thinking,
He ain't no
or
angel
is he
either.
just
So the next
not
baby that
thinking?
pop up,
He's
you gonna
not
believe
thinking.
that when he say it's not his, you gonna believe him?
Point blank, what you say?
When the next baby pop up, you gonna say, "Oh, I believe you." If he say that
No,
ain't his.
we're gonna go get a paternity test. We ain't gonna go all through no 4
But when
years
I,
no
but,
more.
but did I
We ain't going
not say
through
I
that
was
no
gonna get a
more.
paternity test for Layla? You said, "Don't put him on child support. I got you. I'm gonna take him. I'm gonna make him take care of your
And
baby."
that's what I meant. Exactly
what'd he
what
do?
I said. When you
Nothing.
called me and told me that you was gonna put him on child support, I said, would you give us time? He don't have nothing. Quit having all these damn babies by him, because he ain't
All
got
right.
nothing.
All right,
Point blank and simple.
I have heard enough now. We're going to go to the results of these 3 children. And now, Ms. Henderson, you are pregnant right now, and you may be returning to this court to see who the father of this child is.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
Jerome, can you hand me the envelope?
Here you go.
I'm on with this. I can't wait.
Do you want to watch Paternity Court on TV? Go to paternitycourt.tv to find your local listings.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics in the case of Torry v. Goodson. When it comes to 2-year-old Charles III, Mr. Goodson, you are the father.
I knew that. I knew that any damn way.
In the case of Torry versus Goodson, when it comes to 4-month-old Dreon, Mr. Goodson, you are the father.
Huh? Come on.
Let's go to Ms. Henderson's results. Jerome, do you have the envelope?
Yes, I do. Here you go, Your Honor.
You gonna take care of your kids, Sugar?
No. Let's get married.
In the case of Henderson versus Goodson, and whether or not you, Mr. Goodson, or your cousin is the father, it has been determined that when it comes to 4-year-old Lazasia, Mr. Goodson, you are the father.
Yeah. Okay.
Whoa. I don't think I have to say much because your mother has said it all. Mr. Goodson, I don't know if you think this is a joke or whether you just haven't grown up enough to understand what it means to be a man and a father.
I'm gonna make a change from this day forward.
What you gonna do? You gonna help your kids? That's what I want you to do as a parent. That's why I brought you here, Chubby.
He gonna come and give her $1 on her birthday.
Now listen.
You know what?
Before you all start condemning him, I must say that 2 young ladies that I have to agree with Ms. Anderson sitting up running around with a guy with no job, nothing to offer. You're not protecting yourself, even if he's too stupid to know he needs to put on a condom. You all need to be smart enough to know it. And you do know it. So the kids are here. What are you gonna do? You gonna step up to the plate and get it right for the kids? You don't want your kids standing in this courtroom before me 15, 20 years from now, do you? You don't want that. You don't want this for your kids, do you?
No.
Get it together. Court is adjourned.